Hey, yo, how's it going? It's Beer Man the Plant Man. It's the second weekend of March in New Jersey. It's in the 70s. It's amazing outside. This is red maple. So it looks like flowers. These are one of the earliest things that open up. The buds are opening up. All right, so it's something we're seeing in the landscape. What's happening in the landscape? What I want to say, though, is what's really happening in the landscape. What are we doing here? Look at this tree. This is terrible. That's a telephone pole coming out of the ground. You're supposed to see a root flare. That's horrible. All right, so that's all throughout this community. All right. What are we doing in the commercial landscape industry? It's people pay us, we just take their money and just pile on mulch on these trees. This is horrible. The tree's not even in the middle of this thing. And it goes all throughout this place. We got to do better as an industry. All right, so what's happening in the landscape? Irresponsible mulching by humans in nature is beautiful. Look at that red maple. See these everywhere, all right? So one of the beautiful things in the spring is one of the first things to start going off is the red maple buds going. They look beautiful, all right? Red maples, people think for the fall color is red, but maybe this has to do with some of their name, all right? All right, so we got another one here. These are daylilies. They're starting to push up. We have probably yellow flowers, maybe orange, either Stella d'Oro or Happy Returns. Really nice. They come back every year. You see this little bed of perennials here at this neighborhood. They're one of the first grassy-like perennials to start pushing growth up. You can see their brothers back here. These might be miscanthus. It's tough to tell, but there's not really much growth going on. All right, daylilies starting to do their thing. Second week of March, nice and warm. Hey, how's it going? I'm at Laurel Oak Garden Center in Marlton, New Jersey. We're working close by here, far from home, but close to the job. Had to get some materials. So in what's happening in the landscape second week of March, forsythia. These are getting ready to bloom. Okay, these are yellow bloomers. They are the phenological indicator that when they finish blooming, your crabgrass pre-emergent better be down on your lawn. All right, we got elegance rhododendron. All right, big buds going on them. This is usually what people think of rhododendrons, but PJMs are one of my favorite. All right, you see the burgundy leaves, nice beautiful purple flower. These, you see the difference between the PJM and the elegance. All right, these won't be blooming for a while. The PJM bloom earlier. All right, I wanted you to see the Helleborus. Okay, Latin rose people call it, Latin name the Helleborus. These are evergreen. They have leaves all winter and they bloom in late winter. Okay, these are really beautiful flowers, but they kind of hide from you. All right, but all sorts of different colors, purple. All right, you see, beauties. Purple, white, evergreen, late spring, flowery. Another thing that's really cool, Pieris, Latin name Andromeda. These are super finicky. They like acidic soil, like your mountain laurels, azaleas, all that sort of stuff. They're really cool. When I first started landscaping 20 years ago, I planted some of these and didn't do so well. I wasn't really in tune to the soil. The new growth is like reddish, but these are really cool. Also late winter bloomers. All right, so just some highlights. Saw at the nursery I thought you might like. Oh, one more. Lilac. All right, so you see the lilac buds starting to form? See there? Lilacs. There's also repeat blooming lilacs now. The flowers are extremely fragrant. Oh, this is a repeat bloomer. Bloomerang. Okay, they bloom more than once. Another really good variety aside from the traditional is Miss Kim lilac. All right, very fragrant spring bloomer. Purple flowers, light purple. There's even some white ones, I believe. All right, see ya. This is what the PJM rhododendron look like when they're blooming. You see the burgundy leaves, different than the elegance, a dark green. All right, these come up from the south. This is in the nursery, so these are blooming already. In the landscape, these won't bloom for a little while. And here's some more Helleborus. You can see how beautiful these are. All right, these are also evergreen, so they keep those leaves all winter and they bloom in the late winter. slash early spring. And here's your Forsythia. Like I said, these came up from a different region. That's why they're blooming already. All right. Keep in mind for your seasonal interest, late winter, early spring. PJM rhododendron, you got heather. Here's some white heather. Evergreen needles, Helleborus, evergreen. All right, evergreen, winter interest, late winter bloomers. Enjoy. Okay, another thing we got here is hostas. Hostas are starting to emerge. There's all sorts of different varieties. We are changing these beds, so we're having to dig these up because they're going to want to keep growing. But that's hostas. They're starting to come up. This is a shady area, but it's the second week of March. You can see they're emerging everywhere. Hey, how's it going? It's Beer Man and Plant Man here. I wanted to show you heather. Okay, this is a low-growing evergreen shrub. They bloom in the late winter, early spring. You can see the whites and the pink slash purple. Here's a sea of it. It's really beautiful. On this side, there's purple and white mixed. On this side, it's more white. From a maintenance standpoint, these are a little rough and leggy, you see. A little rough. But if these were sheared after they get done blooming, then they will push out new growth. They'll push out new growth in the summertime. In the following years, blooms would be much more uniform and fresh. So a little cutting back, some fertilizing, late spring after they're done blooming. But this is heather. Really nice sea of color. This particular one could use some maintenance. Let's see, a little rough. But very cool. Low mounding evergreen shrub. Great for a lower layer with late winter bloom. Good option. Hey, how's it going? Beer Man and Plant Man here with you. I have the first of the spring flowering cherry trees. This is an Okami cherry. You can see it's a bit more upright than the spreading Yoshino and the much more spreading Kwanzan. So the Okami bloom first. They're one of the earliest blooming trees in the landscape, covered in these beautiful pink flowers. All right, after this come the Yoshino and then the Kwanzan. And then we also have the weeping cherries, the Snow Fountain and the Higan. So we'll highlight those when they get going. But this is the first spring blooming cherry tree, Okami. Great option for an ornamental tree that doesn't need much space. It's not going to get real wide on you, and very early bloomer. See ya.